Hey folks, welcome back to Technique. I'm Flynn, your packaging expert. We're continuing our series on pharmaceutical cartoning, taking a deep dive into a lot of different aspects of this important field where we've got a lot of experience and have seen just about anything there is out there. Today we're going to look at a carton feature that's not often associated with what people think of as pharmaceutical cartoning, but it may have some relevance for some applications. That feature is the fifth panel. So a typical carton, it's going to be square, rectangular, have four sides. This is just a pharmaceutical carton I happen to have lying around. Compare that to what we call a fifth panel carton. You can see that you've got this additional paperboard material here extending out of, in this case, the top of the carton. Sometimes you'll see these on the sides. And a lot of times that's used for hanging on a retail hook. This may come up in pharmaceutical applications that are OTC, over-the-counter products, or nutraceuticals, but your more traditional pharmaceutical carton, isn't really being sold in a retail environment. This would be stocked in a pharmacy or a hospital or a doctor's office, so retail display presentations aren't always relevant, and so you might not see a lot of these traditional fifth panel cartons in those applications. But I have here an example of another kind of fifth panel that may be relevant to pharmaceutical applications, and that's the type that actually opens from the front or in some cases a side face of one of these cartons. And you can see what this particular customer has done is they've used that fifth panel as a replacement for a leaflet or a DFU, directions for use, which we talked about a good bit in the last video. Now, there's some advantages and disadvantages to this. You'd have to evaluate the cost for the carton versus the cost to separately insert a leaflet. Of course, if any changes are needed, you're talking about changing the carton and printing new cartons as opposed to just changing a leaflet. But for a lot of regulated products, making any changes in those leaflets is a pretty big deal on its own. So you're not going to see changes very commonly in a production run. So one big advantage of having the information like this is, first of all, it's impossible to get lost. It's physically part of the carton, so it can't fall out. The end user can't, accidentally drop the leaflet somewhere and be missing that important piece of information. It also makes it impossible to have the wrong leaflet in a given carton. In our last video, we talked about scanning carton barcodes and leaflet barcodes and making sure all those components are together correctly before that carton goes out your door. But we can actually save that step with a fifth panel like this because it's just physically impossible. That the leaflet, the DFU, is built into the carton, so it's not possible to have a mismatch. So there are some pharmaceutical applications where replacing that leaflet or DFU with a carton that has that information built into it on a fifth panel can present some real advantages. Now, our equipment is flexible enough to handle a wide variety of fifth panel carton designs, whether that be opening from the front, extending from the top or the side. In this case, this fifth panel uses glue dots to secure it to the front of the carton. Some cartons will use Velcro dots for more easy reclosures. Others may not have that fifth panel firmly attached and may just swing loose. That can provide a bit of a challenge to the equipment, making sure it doesn't come open and cause jams when the cartons are erected, but we have solutions for that as well. So if you've got a pharmaceutical cartoning application and you're evaluating leaflets or other ways to get the required product information out with every package, the folding fifth panel is something you may want to consider. Please feel free to reach out to us. We're glad to discuss the specifics of your project, show you various options that meet all your regulatory and customer requirements, as well as present an attractive package to the end user. And of course, we hope you are liking and subscribing to our YouTube channel and following us on your favorite social media site to make sure you do get all our latest videos as soon as they're released. We'll be continuing our look in our pharmaceutical cartoning series with our next video, and we hope you'll join us then. And till then, I'm Flynn for Technique, and I appreciate you joining us.